I'm back with another video of some Cobalt tools. You probably have seen or may have seen that I did some other videos on Cobalt tools, one of which was their 40 volt max string trimmer. So I did a video on that, and also I did a video on re-spooling or relining it with trimmer wire. So hopefully you found those videos useful. I also did a video on one of these, which is the leaf blower, and I did another video on the 24 volt Cobalt chainsaw. And all of those have been well received. And you know, the other day I was at Lowe's and I saw this setup. And now you may say, well, you already have a blower and you already have a string trimmer. Why did you buy this? I'll tell you why. Recently, my wife and I were at our campground, and we have a camper set up at the lake, and the owner of the property will mow the grass and do some weed eating and stuff like that. But some of the areas around the campers he doesn't get to with the weed eater. So I thought, well, I could just take the 40 volt that I have, or I could take this one, this 24 volt, nice and light, smaller, and I can take it over to the camper and use it there. Just so happens that this thing also has the leaf blower. Now, I've already done a video on the leaf blower, but I like this setup because I can take both of these over to the camper and blow off the deck, do some weed eating, you know, do some maintenance around the camper, and I thought it was a great combo deal. So this kit, I believe, is currently selling at Lowe's for $129 for both together. So I'm going to open up this box and show you what's inside, and we'll go from there. Okay. Now, I'll go over the leaf blower again just briefly, but like I said, I've already done a video on this, and I'm very happy with this leaf blower. I use it all the time. The one I have, it's actually hanging on the wall right over there. I use it all the time outside and in my shop to blow out dust and debris. But you can see, let me isolate some pieces here. This is the leaf blower itself. And again, 24 volt. And it comes with, you can see it has these cards on here that show you all of the 24 volt family, I guess, that they use. Really simple. You can just take this end and put it on, rotate it, and that's it. Other than putting the battery on, you're set. It does have a lock on it, so if you wanted to run it, you can lock the trigger down, just let it blow, and then release it. So really simple, but really efficient. I love these things. Let's get on to the trimmer. So in the box, we've got carry handle. Looks like the trimmer shield, you know, the string shield on the bottom. Instructions. Get that out of the way. Oh, I should point out, charger and the 24 volt battery. Now I'll pull out, well, it comes with this, oh wow, I didn't realize that. It comes with a joint. So let me take that bag off. And this is interesting. I did not expect that. I thought it would be like two pieces, but it has a hinged joint. So I'm assuming there's going to be some bolts to put this together. That's kind of neat. You could actually store that if you wanted to. I'm not, you know, most people aren't going to put this together and take it apart, but I guess in some respects you could store it if you really wanted to. You're not going to do that. Let me get rid of the box. And I'll reset the camera so you can see this a little better. Alright, so we have in the instructions right here is some hardware. It's got some information on the battery and the charger. I'm going to set those aside for now. Sure, there's more information in here about the trimmer and how to set it up and use it. And of course, information on the blower, which we've already basically addressed that. So in this box, and I'll show you up close, or in this bag I should say, it looks like there's 2 Allen head screws and 2 Phillips screws and some washers. I think I can quickly identify where those go. But the bolts, yeah, thread right there into that connecting hinge point. And then I'm going to say, let me look at this real quick. So on the trimmer head, there's 2 more screw holes right there. Now it's just a matter of fitting the shield onto, oh, there it went. Just line it up, slide it down, and that's where the screw holes are. So that's easy enough. I just need to get a Phillips screwdriver and put that together, and it looks like the screws come with some washers. There's some little washers in there, and they don't fit the other bolts, so it can only fit these screws. So I'll just thread those in. And then extend this hinge. That's easy enough. And I will point out, this is really light. I mean, it doesn't, I'd say it's less than 5 pounds, especially without the battery on it. The battery's probably just about as heavy as the whole thing. The other thing I need to do is put on this handle, and of course, take off the little tag here, set that aside. And the way that handle's going to work, let's have a look. Yeah, you wouldn't want to turn it that way. I mean, you could. So you could put this on probably any direction you want, but it appears that it has this locking device built in. So you have to take that loose, with the idea being that you're going to slip this around the shaft of the trimmer. So with that out of the way, and again, you could probably put it either way if you wanted. Maybe you were a little taller, because this will limit where you can go up and down. So for now, I'm just going to push this on where above that. Yeah, that actually feels pretty good. And then come back in and put this back together. So what will happen is, this handle is a locking handle, if you didn't notice that. It's going to rotate and put pressure on, and there's a guide on here that this sits in, a square guide. The reason for that is so that it stays in the same position and follows the curve of the design. Whenever you close it, you're going to change tension with the other end. So as you thread that on, loosen this up a little bit, tighten this, and then when you rotate this, it's going to lock down. And you can adjust it a little bit tighter however you need to. You can hear it kind of snap around and hold. And that's going to secure that. And then you can pivot this later once you figure out what angle you like. So I may even have to slide it up just a little bit. Easy enough. Just take that little loose, rotate and lock on, and there you are. I like it. That's a lightweight little trimmer. Now, I can already tell you, I probably don't need to go into much detail about the battery. My experience tells me that the battery is not fully charged, and you can go over the little instruction booklet here. It does have an indicator Right here you hit this button and you can see one green light. So it's definitely not fully charged. And then it has these release buttons right here. That's for removing it. Whoop, sorry. So when you put it in to the trimmer, it's just going to slide in, lock in place. That's it. To remove it, squeeze these two, and you may have to give it a little help on the backside, but pull it off, and that's how you put it on and remove the battery. So with all that said, you know, it's got the battery, the release buttons, power indication button, electrical contacts, you know, basic battery functions, and I'm sure somewhere in here it all gives you the percentages, you know, how much life you have in the battery based on the dots you get whenever you hit the button. So 4 dots is 80 to 100, 60 to 70, so forth and so on. Now, I know it's going to tell you to fully charge this. It says that a fully discharged battery pack will charge in about 70 minutes with the charger. Always charge the battery pack with the correct charger. Connect the battery to a power supply, attach the battery pack, aligning it, and then when the charger indicates the battery pack is fully charged, remove it from the charger. So the charger, same kind of thing. You're just going to slide this in upside down here and lock it in, and then you'll get a light on the side. I'll see if I can get a cord set up and show you what that looks like. Now, I'm not ready to use this one in particular because it's not fully charged, but I do have another one that is charged up. I think it's from the maybe from the blower, or it could be from the chainsaw. I'm not sure which. But let me do the show you how that charger works. All right, so I'm going to plug this in, and you can see it's got a little light turn on there for just a second, meaning it's got power, I assume. And then I'll insert the battery, and you can see the green light blinking on the side. So to give you some information on that charger, it has the green light, which is going to be blinking while it's charging, and then it has a red light below it or behind it, and or maybe I should say in front of it. Basically, as it's charging, the green light will be blinking. Normal charging, green light's flashing, I should say. The red light is off, and that is charging. Fully charged, the green light is not blinking. It's just on. It's fully charged. Charging is complete. If the red light is blinking, it says it's defective. Battery pack or charger is defective. And then if it's just solid red, it's saying either the battery is hot or cold, and it's out of the temperature range where it can be charged. So again, I'm going to have to let this one charge up, but I have another one that is already charged that I can put on the trimmer and try it out. I should also point out, it has a built-in safety device basically. You can't squeeze the trigger unless you can press this upper trigger as well, and then you can actuate. I thought I would show you this while I'm here. You know, I did a video on respooling the trimmer wire on the 40 volt version. This looks to be basically the same, so you can use that as a reference, but there are just two buttons you squeeze in here on the either side. There's little detents that you can push in with your fingers or thumbs, and then when you pull this off, I want to try to keep all this together, the new spool, or the spool, comes out with it, and basically it's got two runs of wire or trimmer line, and you wind it. It shows you the direction that you wind the wire or the trimmer line around, and then when you put it in, you have to feed it through these two openings on either side. One will be for the upper level, and one for the lower level. Once you do that, you can just put it right back on, and it's just a matter of lining up the tabs again and pushing it in place, and that's it. So whenever you hit the button on the ground, it'll extend out, let more trimmer line out, and then it actually cuts. There's a little trimmer, a little sharp edge on this shield, and as it's spinning, that line comes out, it'll catch this little sharp edge and cut it to the length that it needs to be. So just know that that's how that works. There is no adjustment as far as length of trimmer wire. On the 40 volt, you can turn this around and make it longer or shorter, but this one appears to be just one length. There's a notch on here that won't allow you to turn this around, so not very big. I'm just going to do a measurement just to verify. Yeah, so it's basically a 12-inch path. So from center it comes out to 6 inches. So you know, if you had 2 strings, 12 inches. So a 12-inch trimmer. Now that I've got all this together and ready to go, other than getting the battery on it, I want to take it outside and set it up and show you how it works. All right, I like this trimmer. Like I said, not very heavy. The heaviest part is the battery, but you know, the balance is pretty good. You know, it handled everything that I put in front of it. I did have one minor issue, and that was getting the trimmer to come out, the line to come out initially. And I think part of that is this trimmer line that is included or on this is twisted. So that may help with cutting, but it may also restrict the movement a little bit for when it comes out. So I like it. I would recommend this, seriously. And I get nothing from Lowe's or Kobalt by saying that, so that's just my honest opinion. I know it's lighter than the 40 volt max that I've been using, and this will go great over our camper. My wife can use it if she chooses to. And other than that, you know, I've got that blower that, like I said, I've been using this one in the shop. It's got a neat, in fact, I should point this out. It's got a cutout here on the bottom, right there, that you can hang it on the wall. So, I don't know what, I think I found a washer and just put a spacer on it and then put a screw into a board, and I can hang this on the wall and it's up and out of the way. But I really like this thing. So that's going to be the end of this video about this trimmer and of course the blower. You know, I wasn't too sure how I felt about these Kobalt tools, but the more that I use them, the better I feel about them. They're not that expensive, especially if you find them on sale, like in this package deal right here. And I know they're always coming out with, you know, a newer variation or version. And so, you know, as long as this thing does its job, I have nothing to complain about. If you like this video, by all means, put a thumbs up on there. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about these kind of videos. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps the channel grow. The numbers on this channel are doing very well. You know, I have my primary channel, Joe Daddy's Garage, and I have a lot of people from that channel over here watching Joe Daddy's Workshop. I want to point out as well, I've got a Papa Bear shirt on. That is my grandpa nickname. My daughter-in-law got me this shirt for Father's Day, and so I felt obligated to wear it, you know, as I'm doing some videos. So that's why you see the Papa Bear shirt. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya. Alright, now that I have all this together, and again, this is really light without the battery, for sure. Leave a thumbs up, share the video. If you haven't subscribed, thread right there, ends up connecting the pinch point. I'm going to keep on looking at some of these Kobalt tools and see if they suit my needs. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. Like I said, I like this trimmer in line with the trimmer. So let me just see here. Whoops. So that's going to be the end of this video. I do like this trimmer. You know, it's going to have an indicator. You know, shows you electrical. Oh, sorry. And again, I don't get any kickback or anything from Lowe's or, you know, any of those